Hi, this is a short introduction to Brute Solo, which are my solo rules for use with Barbaric. So what you get is my kind of standard introduction, about solo play, what it is if you've never tried it before, and what it isn't, and then it gets into the basic rules. Now the yes no oracle will be familiar to anyone that's done any kind of solo. But the Oracle also has these two extra columns called Encounter and Challenge. And one of the things that people can often struggle with is maybe the Oracle says, yes, you're going to have an encounter, but then you don't know what's it with, how dangerous should you make it. And so the encounter deals with that. And the other thing that people don't like to do sometimes is how do you set the challenge ratings for, say, doors, locks, climbs, physical things you have to overcome. So I've just slotted those into the Oracle. And the interpretations here on the next few pages, that's the answers column, that's the encounters column, and then that's the challenge column, and how your Oracle role you know, translates into a challenge target number and how you would interpret it. The next bit is the complex question. Now, this is a two or more words and then put them together system. And what I've done is I've created 15 themed lists here, which are all D66. Um, and so there's three per page there. You've got 5 pages of those. Um, they are, some of them are locations, kind of things like this wilderness, and there was the cave and crypt and castle. Some of them are more kind of sensory, kind of things like colors here, and we've got scents and of well, there's kind of personality and there's touch. So it, there's again the 15 columns to choose from, and you kind of pick the things which are you know, most appropriate. So if you were in a tavern, you might pick up some kind of the scents because that might be really important. Um, and the social bit for to mix them together. So sense and social for something like a tavern or an inn. Now mini tables. Now this kind of relates back to the threat section of the Oracle. I've often suggested making these little D6 tables. So whatever your current situation is, your location, you kind of think of what's the most common things you'd likely to encounter in this area. What's the least common? Sort them into this a little table like this, and you can just keep tweaking the tables. So as you move from area to area, if you were approaching a swamp, there might be more centipedes and toads and snakes, and as you go into the drier area, the toads might drop off the table, but you might introduce wolves and you know, uh, predators, in that way. So you can kind of slowly shift the theme and the nature of where you're traveling by dropping, making some things that are less common into common, and things that were common, dropping them off altogether and introducing new things. So they constantly migrate. But they're very, very quick to make. Just four things in a simple D6 table. Now, my drama dice have been in many solo rules, but there's a new tweak to this one. So it's just where the idea, the more I play, the more I'm refining my ideas. So this is a new set of drama rules to what you've seen before, and then it's just an example of a drama pool decreasing. And three things is a common improv technique. It's again, you can Google three things and improvisation. It'll tell you that. I'm just reiterating the technique and putting it into a solo RPG context. And there's a little bit about world building because Barbaric has no detailed setting. It's all just implied, and how you can make that setting your own using world building and the Oracle. A little bit about whether to play a single character, a pair of characters, a party, and how you can operate them. Um, and then a little bit of layers and loot because Barbaric has a very simplified treasure system, and it needs some tweaking if you're going to be a solo character. And then it finishes off with Smarter Foes, which introduces a kind of, to call it a little AI is bigging it up too much, but it's just a way of making the humans and the humanoids that you meet less cardboard cutout and a bit more unpredictable, or predictable for that matter. Um, it just gives each one a little unique mix of personality traits on a very simple uh, system. And personally, I think this and the new drama system are the stars of the show. And then that's it. The rest is the uh, OGL at the back. So that's what you get. It's all text, no pictures, very little wasted space. Okay, thank you for watching.